on the planet we live in, there is such a place. It is a paradise for countless creatures, but it is a forbidden area for humans, and it is the Amazon rainforest. Today, I'm going to talk about the 10 deadly creatures in the Amazon. New viewers can like and subscribe to the little bell so as not to miss the great video. In 5th place, only 1 gram of venom can poison 15,000 people, and the first place can be called men's nightmare. 10th Amazon giant centipede. When they saw this large creature that could reach a length of 30 centimeters or more, the explorers were shocked by its huge and terrifying appearance. The Amazon giant centipede mainly lives in countries and regions in the Amazon basin, such as Brazil, Ecuador, and Peru. They especially prefer warm, humid environments, and the shady corners of the rainforest are their favorite, like under thick piles of fallen leaves. Next to rotting wood, in crevices in stones, and in dark caves, they may be hiding inside during the day when the sun is too strong. They quietly hide in these places to rest, recuperate, and when night falls, they go out. As nocturnal carnivores, the Amazonian giant centipede is a predator, although their eyes are not very good. The antennae on their heads are quite sensitive, like their own detectors, which can help them sense their surroundings and the location of their prey, from small invertebrates such as snails, spiders, insects, and worms, to small vertebrates such as sparrow-sized birds, frogs, mice, and even bats in flight. Once they spot their prey, they quickly rush to it, cling to it with their pincer-like appendages with venomous claws, and then inject venom into the prey. As soon as the venom enters, the prey is quickly paralyzed and can only be eaten obediently. The Amazon giant centipede is also quite dangerous to humans. Their venom is very toxic, and if you accidentally get bitten by it, the wound will immediately become red and swollen, and the pain will be like being roasted by fire, and this pain will become more and more intense. The venom can also spread rapidly through the body, making people dizzy, nauseous, vomiting, and weak. In severe cases, it can cause great damage to the nervous system and cardiovascular system, and even cost people their lives. 9th, vampire bats. Vampire bats mainly live in the Amazon rainforest and some parts of Central and Southern America. They like to inhabit dark places, like the top walls of valley caves, and there are some abandoned buildings, tree holes, and so on, which are their hiding places. These places are dark and damp, and the temperature and humidity are suitable for them to survive. Vampire bats are typical nocturnal creatures. They hang upside down in their burrows during the day to rest, and when night falls, they begin their hunting journey. They don't have very good eyesight, but they have a very sensitive sense of smell and hearing, and they can also emit high-frequency sound waves, as if they have their own radar, and can easily detect the location of their prey. In addition, they have special thermoreceptors in their noses that help them find areas of blood vessels under the skin of their prey. The fire bats feed mainly on the blood of mammals and large birds. They will first hover over the prey to observe, and after choosing a target, they will quietly land next to the prey, and then slowly crawl on the prey. They usually choose the bare area of the animal or the sparse part of the fur and feathers, such as the anus, around the vulva, the coxcomb, and so on. Once they find a suitable position, they will gently cut the skin with their sharp teeth, and then stick out the tongue to lick the blood that comes out. Their saliva contains anticoagulants that prevent the blood from clotting, so they can suck as much blood as they want. According to statistics, a vampire bat can suck more than 50% of its body weight every night. Vampire bats are not a small threat to humans. Although the wound is not large after being bitten, it may bleed because the blood does not clot. What's even more terrifying is that they can spread deadly diseases like rabies. Once infected with rabies, the mortality rate after the onset of the disease is almost 100%. 8th, bull shark. Once upon a time, fishermen near the Amazon River would occasionally find large, ferocious fish carcasses with strange bite marks when they went out to sea or worked in the river. Later, when people were fishing, they would occasionally catch this kind of shark with a strange appearance. Their strong body was like a bull, and then they gradually got to know the bull shark. The bull shark has a wide range of habitats, including oceans, lagoons, rivers, and lakes. This is because the bull shark has a special ability to regulate the salt in the blood, maintain the salinity balance in the body, and adapt to the freshwater environment. The bull shark has a unique survival habit, and it is a benthic and pelagic inhabiting shark. They generally lives in waters of 30 meters underwater. Circadian rhythm, moving upstream during the day and downstream at night. The bull shark is also a non-picky eater, eating mainly bony fish, but also prey on other sharks, crustaceans, cephalopods, and even turtles, dolphins, and seabirds. They may seem sluggish when swimming on the ocean floor, but they are extremely explosive and can accelerate suddenly, reaching more than 19 kilometers per hour in short distances and quickly catch their prey. The bull shark is no small threat to humans. It is one of the 3 most dangerous sharks, along with the tiger shark and the great white shark. Its wide mouth is full of saw-sharp teeth, and its bite is amazing. Once bitten by it, it is difficult to break free. It will use great force to drag people into the water, and it may also continue to bite, causing serious injuries to people. 7th, Amazon electric eel. The Amazon electric eel, which acts like a moving high-voltage tower, is the top killer in the Amazon River. The Amazon electric eel lives on the muddy bottom of the Amazon basin in South America, where the water is slow and turbid. Although this environment is not very clean, it provides a good hiding place for electric eels. They often lurk in underwater burrows or places with dense aquatic plants and are almost inactive during the day, and when night falls, they begin to come out to look for food, which is a typical night type. Electric eels look a bit like large eels, with thick, round, and long bodies, which can grow to about 2.5 meters and weigh up to 20 kilograms. It has no dorsal and pelvic fins, only a pair of small pectoral fins, and an extra long anal fin that runs from the body to the tail. Its eyes are very small, because they are useless in the murky water. The Amazonian electric eel is an omnivorous big eater. Fish, small quadrupeds, crustaceans, terrestrial and aquatic insects are all part of its meal, and sometimes it eats some acai berries. Once it spots its prey, it will quietly swim over and then suddenly discharge, producing up to 600 volts. With such a strong voltage, it can instantly stun the prey or even directly electrocute it. Speaking of which, you may think, with such strong electricity, how can the electric eel be okay by itself? It turns out that most of the electric eel's body, as well as its vital organs, are wrapped in insulating fat, and when discharged in water, the electric eel itself has a greater resistance than water, and the current will be conducted through the water instead of its own body. The threat of the Amazon electric eel to human beings is not a joke. If people touch it in the water, once it is electrified, the consequences are unimaginable. 600 volts of voltage can make people feel dizzy instantly, severe pain, and even directly lose consciousness, be fainting in the water, and then they may drown. Even if a person is not directly electrocuted, if they are subjected to such a strong electric shock, the body will be seriously injured, and cardiac arrest and muscle spasms may occur, leaving serious sequelae. Moreover, the electric eel can discharge in a range of 2 or 3 meters, and it is difficult for you to detect it in advance and avoid it in the water. 6th, Amazonian man-eating piranha. The Amazon piranha lives mainly in the mainstream and larger tributaries of the Amazon basin in South America. The water quality here is complex, with an abundance of aquatic plants and various organisms, providing a rich food source and hiding place for man-eating piranha. They prefer to stay in places where the water is deep and fast, and the water temperature is generally between 22 and 28 degrees Celsius. The piranha grows with a ruthless force. Their body is flattened on the left and right, oval, and the adult man-eating piranha can reach about 30 centimeters in length. Don't underestimate this size. They have a large, strong head, a round snout, a mouth full of triangular sharp teeth. When the upper and lower jaws are closed, they are like serrations, and the bite force is super strong. Man-eating piranha is a ruthless character with a super developed sense of hearing and is particularly sensitive to vibrations in the water and the water waves generated by animals falling into the water. They can quickly detect the location of their prey. Their sense of smell is even more powerful, and they simply have a soft spot for the smell of blood. As long as there is a little bit of blood in the water, no matter how far away, they can smell it and come quickly. They like to move in groups, ranging from a few to thousands. Like a group of well-trained legions of killers, their diet is very diverse in sects. Small fish, carrion are all part of their plate, and sometimes they eat some plants. It can be dangerous if large animals or humans enter their territory. The whole group of fish will rush up and bite wildly with those sharp teeth, tearing off the meat of the prey in an instant. Once a group of man-eating piranha gnawed a cow to the bone in just a few minutes, which is terrifying to think about. For humans, the Amazon man-eating piranha is an absolute deadly threat. If a person accidentally falls into the water where there is a man-eating piranha, the smell of blood will immediately attract it if the person is injured and bleeding. Then they will quickly surround people, first attack people's eyes, hands and feet, and so on, making people lose the ability to resist, and then they will bite wildly, and it will not be long before people are gnawed to a skeleton. In the Amazon River Basin, there have been many records of humans being attacked by man-eating piranhas. However, the piranha is not without opponents. In the Amazon River, otters, pufferfish, crocodiles, and so on are their natural predators and will hunt them to control their numbers. Fifth, Amazon poison dart frog. The Amazon poison dart frog spends its time in the rainforests of Central and South America. It is full of dense woods, with a lot of tall trees and a variety of plants, as well as countless streams and small puddles. The humid and warm environment is the perfect home for poison dart frogs. In terms of appearance, poison dart frogs are small, generally 1 to 5 centimeters long. Don't underestimate their small size. They are very colorful. The body color is particularly bright, with black and bright red, yellow, orange, and various color combinations such as pink, green, and blue. These bright colors are like telling other animals, "I'm poisonous, don't touch me." The Amazon poison dart frog is a carnivorous animal that mainly eats ants, lice, beetles, and some small invertebrates. They use their long tongues to quickly roll their prey into their mouths. Poison dart frogs also have special child-rearing behaviors. They often mate in places where bromeliads grow, as the leaves of these plants form small ponds that are a good place for frog eggs to develop after the female frog lays her eggs. When the eggs become tadpoles, she carries them to different waterlogged bromeliad ponds on trees, where they can grow. This is because tadpoles are carnivorous, and when two are together, they will kill each other, so the mother frog has to separate them. The most frightening thing about the Amazon poison dart frog is its toxicity. It's one of the most poisonous animals in the world. Its venom is hidden in the skin glands. As soon as there is danger, the venom is secreted. Like the golden poison dart frog, one poison can easily poison 10 adults, and 1 gram can directly knock down 15,000 people. Its venom is mainly an alkaloid, and if it enters the body, it will bind to the sodium ion channels on nerve cells, so that nerve signals cannot be transmitted normally. Once poisoned, a person will have cardiac arrest, difficulty breathing, muscle spasms, and will soon lose his life. Moreover, there is currently no specific antidote to the venom of the dart frog. Even if it is only skin contact with venom, if there is a wound on the skin, it can be very dangerous, and symptoms such as severe pain, swelling, and difficulty breathing may occur. Even if there is no wound, it can cause a severe allergic reaction. In the past, the local Indians knew to use the venom of poison dart frogs. They would scrape the arrow on the back of the poisoned dart frog, and the arrow would carry venom. They would hunt with such poison arrows, and once the prey was shot, it would soon be poisoned and fall. Although the Amazon poison dart frog is poisonous, they are not actively attacking humans. As long as we don't provoke them, don't damage their living environment, and keep a safe distance from them, we are generally safe. Fourth, Amazon caiman. From the outside, the caiman has a terrifying energy. Their bodies are covered in hard scales, as if they were wearing a thick layer of armor, and are generally black or brown in color, with some light-colored spots, which allow them to blend in well with their surroundings. They have long, wide mouths full of sharp teeth that never let go once they bite their prey. Adult caimans are quite large, generally growing to 1.2 to 2.5 meters long. Amazonian caimans are carnivorous animals and have a particularly large appetite, eating almost anything when they are young. They mainly eat invertebrates such as insects, shrimps, crabs, and snails. When they grow up, they start to hunt fish, birds, and even small mammals. They are very cunning in their predatory methods, often lurking in the water, leaving only their eyes and nostrils out of the water, quietly waiting for their prey to appear. As soon as a prey approaches, they attack with lightning speed, biting the prey with a strong bite force and dragging it into the water until the prey suffocates to death. Sometimes, they also use their bodies and tails to drive fish to shallow water, where they can hunt for food. Don't think that caimans are only a threat to small animals. They are also extremely dangerous to humans. Once it bites a human, it can easily bite off a human limb. And they are very fast in the water, and people in the water are not their opponents at all. If a person accidentally approaches caiman's territory near a river, or is not paying attention while swimming in the water, they are likely to become their prey. They will suddenly burst out of the water and drag people to the bottom, and before they can react, they are already in a desperate situation in the Amazon. There are many people who have lost their lives because of accidental encounters with caimans. Therefore, people who are active near the Amazon River should always be wary of the presence of caimans and dare not easily approach the waters. Third, Amazon anaconda. In terms of appearance, the anaconda is scary enough. Their bodies are particularly stout, growing from 3 to 12 meters long and weighing more than 250 kilograms, making them a moving behemoth. The body is dark olive green, with many dark brown or black circular markings on it, and you can't find it if you lie in the water without looking closely. Their eyes and nostrils are on top of their heads, so that when they are in the water, they can observe their surroundings and breathe fresh air as long as they show their heads a little. The survival habits of them are also unique. They are semi-aquatic animals and spend most of their time in or near water. Although it can also move on land, it is very slow, so it rarely leaves the water. They are also ectotherms and will bask in the sun to regulate their body temperature. Anacondas are opportunistic predators that eat whatever they catch. When they hunt, they will quietly lurk in the water or on the shore, wait for the prey to approach, suddenly attack, and use their long and powerful bodies to tightly wrap the prey, more and more tightly entangled, until the prey suffocates to death, and then swallow the prey whole. Animals like capybaras, caimans, and tapirs are all part of their meals. The most frightening thing is the deadly threat to humans from the Amazon anaconda. If you accidentally encounter it in the river or in the water, it can be dangerous. It doesn't matter if you're a human or not in its eyes. As long as it can eat it, it's its prey. Once its huge body entangled a person, there was no way for the person to break free, and the more it struggled, the tighter it became entangled, and finally it was difficult to breathe. Moreover, the strength of the anaconda is amazing. and it can break all the bones of people. Even if a person is lucky enough not to be strangled, they will be dragged into the water by it, and finally drowned or swallowed upright. In the Amazon region, there are many people who accidentally trespass into the territory of the anaconda, or do not pay attention when swimming in the water and are attacked by them and lose their lives. Second, bullet ant. It is an insect of the genus Paraponarinae of the ant family, and one of the largest ants in the world, growing to 20 to 35 millimeters. They are dark in color, usually reddish-brown to black, and at first glance look like wingless wasps. The most terrifying thing is its poisonous stinger, which is its secret weapon. The bullet ants don't usually take the initiative to cause trouble, but if you accidentally provoke them, it can be a big problem. As soon as their nests are disturbed, worker ants will pour out of their nests, releasing a strong musky smell and a warning sound. If you don't leave, they'll sting you with their stings. The queen ant is even more ferocious when defending the nest, stinging and biting mercilessly. The venom of bullet ants is a very powerful neurotoxin. Once stung by it, it feels like being hit by a bullet, and the pain is unbearable. Centered on the bite site, the skin will appear with pimples, erythema, and edema. The pain can last for 24 hours, and it is not an ordinary pain, but a wave after wave of scorching, convulsive, severe pain, which can also make people shiver, sweat, nausea, and numb the injured area. If you are bitten by multiple bullet ants, the consequences can be serious and even life-threatening. In the primitive tribes of the Brazilian Amazon, there is a traditional rite called Bullet Ant coming-of-age ceremony, in which boys prove their bravery by putting their hands into gloves filled with bullet ants and enduring their bites. The boy who can carry it will be recognized by everyone as a real man, which also shows the power of bullet ants from the side. First, Brazilian wandering spider. Wandering spider, just by hearing the name, you know that it is not a peaceful master. They live mainly in the Amazon region of South and Central America, and are home to tropical rainforests and surrounding areas such as Brazil. They often hide in tree trunks, palm and banana leaves, and sometimes run to the corners of houses, cars, and even shoes. Unlike most web-weaving spiders, they don't like to wait for food, but instead take the initiative, using their strong, spiky legs to quickly weave through the jungle and the ground in search of prey. Their diet is mainly insects, but small frogs and lizards can also be their meal if given the opportunity. The most frightening thing about the Brazilian wandering spider is its super poisonousness. It's known as one of the most venomous spiders in the world. Its venom contains a powerful neurotoxin, and if it bites, the consequences can be devastating. The bite will immediately produce a sharp pain, as if pricked by a red-hot needle, and the pain will become more and more intense. Symptoms such as excessive sweating, increased blood pressure, difficulty breathing, and irregular heartbeat may also occur if left untreated. The muscles will gradually become out of control. The person will feel that the whole body is not their own, and eventually, they may even lose their lives due to respiratory failure. What's even more frightening is that men can also experience long and painful abnormal erections after being bitten, which can cause permanent impotence if this continues for too long. Brazilian wandering spiders are not only venomous, but also aggressive. When it feels threatened, it makes a very special gesture. It supports its body with its back 4 legs, waves its front 4 legs, and raises its red chelicera, which is a warning. If you don't leave at this time, it will not hesitate to attack you, and can even jump up to a height of 40 centimeters to bite you. Therefore, anyone who lives in the Amazon, or goes there for adventures, should be extra careful of Brazilian wandering spiders. Usually check the place where you live to see if there are any of them in the corner, wardrobe, and shoes when you go out. Try to wear long sleeves and pants to protect yourself, and don't let this terrifying spider have a chance to attack you. After all, we humans are still fragile compared to them. Well, would you dare to challenge the Amazon rainforest?